Welcome back, folks. Hollywood leftists are pouring money into Senate races to help Democrats try to keep control of the Senate. As the president's poll numbers continue to plunge, anxious Democrats are running away from him. Is the media turning on the president or simply running cover for Hillary? Maury, I've noticed lately a lot of the same people that will always rally around the Democrat Party and rally around this administration, Andrea Mitchell, Dana Milbank, Bill Maher, some of these big-time leftists are now taking shots at Obama over foreign policy, his distractive golf outings. And I'm wondering, do you think that they're turning on him, or do you think they're just simply covering up for their next icon, which is going to be Hillary Clinton?
No, I think it's a losing proposition to support Obama. Even the most enthusiastic leftist or progressive or whatever you want to call him realizes this guy is going downhill. The polls put him at 40%. It's probably more like 35%.
Well, if we had a news media that would actually do their job, he'd be in the teens right now.
Yeah, I know that. We know that. But I mean, you asked me a question, and I can tell you exactly what's happening. You asked me why is it that they are now feeling they are liberated from really telling people that this guy isn't doing a very good job. First of all, he's not going to run for president again, so that's not a problem. And they are, whether it's Hillary or look, the media is basically controlled by the Democratic Party in this country. I'd say 80%, 90% of the media. Even frankly, I'm not happy about Fox either. They're cutting their own throats when they have Geraldo Rivera and people like that who belong on MSNBC.
That's why it's refreshing to see channels like Newsmax come along.
I agree. Fair and balanced is a hoax. But anyway, to answer the question is the fact they're deserting Obama because Obama has deserted them. He's giving them nothing anymore that is going to help them maintain their position, whether it's Hillary, whether it's this Warren woman, or whoever it is. They want to get on board. But the point is, right now, they're playing defensive football. I mean, they really are. I mean, they're worried about the election. Republicans are doing nothing, except they're not Democrats. That's about the best thing they can hope for in this upcoming election. Talking about no leadership. I mean, my God, you name me one Republican out there who you even would think about having as president right now.
Well, I think some of the younger guys are coming up, and they may not be ready for prime time yet, but it's still 2 years away. The Rand Pauls, the Mike Lees,
you
the
are
Cruzes.
giving me the answer that I thought you would. It's a way of you saying no. There is nobody here right now. there isn't. No, what I'm saying is, just imagine if we had Chris Christie. Boy, did he fall from grace fast. If we had somebody. Who really fits the description of a leader, whether it's a Kennedy, a Roosevelt, a Theodore Roosevelt, a Lincoln, a Washington. We just don't have those. You would think with 320 million people, we should have what we had with 3 million people when we had the Founding Fathers. There were more leaders under 3 million people back in 1780 than there are now in this country today.
Well, and you got to say the character of the country, the morals of the country, the faith of the country.
That's right.
was very, very impactful on American society.
Oh,
Today,
absolutely.
It's the lowest common denominator. The bar is so low that you trip over it.
Secularism and nihilism are synonymous. What do I mean by that? Not believing in anything is nihilistic because it means you don't follow anybody. Do your own thing has become the watchword of this country.
And we're only looking at 6 Senate seats for a Republican takeover. Not that I think that Mitch McConnell is going to be much of an effective majority leader, but it will slow down some of this leftist agenda if we do take the Senate back. You agree?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's not a question anymore of who's a better man or better woman. It's, are you going to vote for Harry Reid or are you going to vote against Harry Reid?
And we've also got Hollywood Democrats Barbara Streisand, Susan Sarandon, the usual types. But they're putting millions of dollars into Senate races to help Democrats. Kay Hagan is in trouble. Begich is in trouble. Udall is in trouble. If the Republicans just stay out of the way, I think they have a better chance than if they actually say something.
Don't quite. You know, there's only one actor that stood up for Israel in this latest brouhaha, John Voight. What a great man that guy is. And you know they're going to work against him. I think they.
He's such established at this point that I don't even think he cares.
I think you're right. I think he has a decency and the sense of propriety to say, "I will speak my piece."
And you've got Clint Eastwood and some other, but they're very few and far between. That's for sure.
It's a disgrace. That's all I can say.
The Hawaii governor's race. No sitting governor has ever lost a primary until Abercrombie in Hawaii. And the kiss of death was his endorsement by the dear leader, Barack Hussein Milhouse Obama. Now Democrats are running from this guy. Kay Hagan won't even show up at the airport when he comes to town. What do you think the realistic chances are of a 6-seat victory by the GOP and taking over control of the Senate?
Oh, I'd say about 80% right now, without checking out I've done that before. I think if they play their cards right and behave themselves instead of fighting among each other, I think they will get a majority.
The only problem is that it seems the Republican leadership hates its own base. The Tea Party is basically the American people that are standing up and trying to stand up for their rights and their freedoms that are being stripped daily. Chris McDaniel's race in Mississippi was one of the most disgusting races I've ever seen. And that's the Republican leadership.
But you see, the Republicans and the Democrats are alike. They like the climate in Washington. They like the lobbying. They like the fact that all the goodies that come there. They don't want to leave. That's basically the problem. The patriotism is not the answer anymore. I would say the bulk, unfortunately, of the Republican Party is almost as bad as the bulk of the Democrat Party.
The establishment types.
Establishment is the perfect word.
You've been there 30, 40 years. I mean, you need help eating your oatmeal at this point. Move on.
You know, I wish somebody would come along and say, let's do something for God's sake. Let's do something for this country. Let's get behind us. And that leadership today is looked down on. The basic climate in this country is everybody's got to be down at the lowest common denominator. Don't make any waves. And, you know, I have people, sometimes they come up to me, they whisper, "We believe what you're saying." I can't believe it. I don't mind. I'll say anything I want to say.
Well, when I was a kid, you know when you got a trophy? When you won the championship.
That's right.
And that was the only time you got one. So we've completely neutered this country to the point where we don't have any masculinity anymore.
I think you just said the word. I wasn't going to say it because I get accused of using that too much. But you're right. I mean, the masculinity factor is looked down on.
Yeah.
Leadership is looked down on.
Yeah.
A leader is a bully.
And you can't say that anymore. We need to take a quick break. We'll return with our moment in history. Today we discuss the improbable trio that made World War II winnable. Make sure to visit our website, theworldreport.org. You can check out our segments. Check out Maury's blog at the Desert Sun. Leave comments and suggestions. You don't need Google, Yahoo, or a hashtag.